In today's video, brought to you by Maven Asset Management, I'm going to highlight 3 tips to using Maximo Mobile with the new IBM 14-day free trial of MAS or Maximo Application Suite. It's an excellent way to use the product yourself to get familiar with its features and applications to see if it meets your needs. So let's start by looking at those tips right away. First, I want to highlight that there is a prerequisite of this video. The assumption is that you have downloaded IBM Maximo Mobile application from either the Apple, Google, or Windows Play Store to your device, whether that's a tablet or a smartphone. So after you've done that, there's 3 simple steps to get started. First, you're going to enter the URL from Maximo Mobile, and this is the URL of the IBM trial for MAS that you're using. Enter the username and password. Again, this is from the IBM trial. And then the third tip is to start exploring the application. Be sure that it is intuitive to you and your users and that you're comfortable navigating and going between the different applications. So again, our prerequisite step is to download the app from the Windows in the Play Store. And then we're going to move into step number 1 or tip number 1. And this is where you enter the URL for Maximo Mobile. Okay, excellent. Let's start with the demonstration. And first I should highlight that I've done the prerequisite where I've downloaded IBM Maximo Mobile, the app on my phone. And the first thing that we have to do is type in the server address. So the server address that you're typing in here, and again, this is a manual process that you wouldn't do this in production. It's just in this proof of concept trial. In production, you would distribute all this information probably via an MDM solution. But the URL that I'm typing in here is the suite navigator of your MAS trial instance. So again, I'm just going to spend a minute here and not talk too much as I come in, and I'm doing this all live time, putting in this URL. Got to make sure I put this in correctly because I have spelled Maximo quite a few times incorrectly in previous attempts. So let me just spend a minute here, go to market, then we put in pat.com. So that's, again, all you have to do in step number 1, input the URL of your suite navigator, and I'm going to go ahead and select done, and then click on the blue button, and he logs me in. Now what we're going to do in tip number 2 is enter our username and password. And again, be sure you're using the username and password that you received with the trial email from IBM. This is case sensitive, so you got to make sure you put it in exactly. And then I'm going to actually take a minute, stop the recording, and input the password. When you see your trial password, you'll see that it's very lengthy. So I'm just going to input this password and then come right back in for tip number 3. All right, excellent. So I've entered in that long password, and now I'm presented with a screen detailing biometric login. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the blue button here. It's going to try to recognize my Face ID, and it doesn't seem to do that. So I'm going to type this information in manually. So just let me just take a second here and input that. And now you can see it's setting up the device. So this is so interesting as the application starts to load. This is all being done live time, and you can see how quickly this is occurring. As this happens, I want to draw your attention down here to the bottom where you can see this circle going round and round right above the cloud. What this is saying is it's synchronizing the data with the Maximo server. It's taking the data from Maximo, bringing it down so it can populate all those records, whether it's in the work orders or inspections and service requests. So while that is happening, I can come here and do a little bit more navigation. Again, just follow the blue button if I'm never sure not what to do. It gives me that message. It's going ahead and configuring it. Great. It tells me a couple of things that I can do, again, while I'm waiting for that circle to complete on the bottom. It says to open the navigator. And as I open the navigator, notice some of the apps have arrows on the right. This means they're ready to go. Some of the other ones are still being populated. So you can see for assets and inspections, for example, the data isn't there yet, but it is for service requests. My schedule is the work technician, etc. Let's just see what that looks like. If I open up service request, it's going to open up. can see my data automatically populated. I can navigate between the queries, all fantastic. Again, I'm still spinning. Let me come back to the navigator. Let me try to open up. And before I could even open up, I can now see that inspections and assets are populated. Let's open up inspections. And what I have found with working with the trial, there's no assigned inspections for the user that I am right now in the trial, who is an IBM user, IBM 2. But if I navigate down to in progress, you'll see that there are a number of different records that display that may have been created by someone else or by previous instances of this mass instance. So I can come down here, I can start any of those, click on the arrow button, check them out. And that's really the whole emphasis of this trial, right? Work with the navigation, see what it looks like, see if it's as easy and intuitive as work that we had expected, right? So again, I'm going to just go really quickly here. Try the assets application. This is more of a read-only application, 245 records. I can come down here. I could look at those, but I'm not really getting a great user experience. So I'm actually going to search on PMP, which is one of the popular assets, I would say, in the application suite. I can open up any of these. Let me open up the PMP device. 04, I can click on the meters. Wow, that's really clear and concise, and you can see how quick and easy this is. So that's what we want to focus on here, right? Downloading the Maximo Mobile app, use the URL, enter your username and password, and then start exploring these. Explore all the different apps. Create a service request. How do we do that? Follow the blue button. Really fun and exciting features here. So encourage you all to take the time to explore this, and thank you very much for your time.